President and his plan for jobs. What impact will it have on the economy? We find out Thursday when he speaks before Congress and the nation. Stewart Welch, financial planner who appears regularly on Money Tuesday, here with us, joins us this morning. You were kind of looking at all the comments that have been made out there, all the options are out there to kind of put together the signals, kind of the smoke signals we're seeing right now of what could be happening in the days to come, right?
Yeah, it is. I've been the biggest advocate for we've got to solve this deficit, and I'm going to really probably tick off some of my more conservative folks because I think timing is everything, and right now timing is crucial. And anything you do in terms of cutting expenses right now is going to cut jobs. And I think we're at a point of what I would call slack tide. And the next major decision is going to decide whether this economy begins to gain some steam or whether it's going to slip back into a recession.
Your point is some of the arguments are being made out there. Back in 1937, the big mistakes when you were going through the Depression period were when you start reeling back from some of the immediate responses to the fall in the economy back during the Depression era, where cuts were to a dramatic state that it kind of re-entered everybody into a situation.
That's exactly right, Rick. If you think about it logically, if you start cutting expenses, you're going to cut more jobs. Just take defense as an example. You cut back defense, what does that do? It cuts back jobs. Even in Social Security and Medicare, if you start cutting back those benefits right now, you're going to take money out of the consumer's hands. And so what you need is strategic stimulus. Not like we did with the banks. We gave the banks, $700 billion and they just lined their pockets with it. It's got to be very strategic, only something that will create multiple jobs.
Let's jump through a few things, a few signs that you say that may be setting this kind of approach up. J.P. Morgan, a good example. Wall Street looking at some of this and saying, hey, pointing out the warnings of a possible recession by policy-induced slowdown. Basically, if Washington starts slowing down spending to an extreme, that it could hurt.
Well, I think that's right. I think what you have to do is it's timing. So we've got to solve the long-term debt problem, but right now you've got to stimulate the economy, and the only player out there is going to be the government. Mm-hmm. One way that you could do it is to settle regulation. Businesses are being over-regulated. Not only that, there's a lot of regulation pending, and as long as all that's you create that uncertainty, businesses are not going to spend money. The consumer's scared, so they're holding on to money. That only leaves the government. And if the government could do strategic spending like roads and bridges and energy tax credits, those I think would make sense.
And that's part of the idea too, is we hear that the president is going to propose some kind of infrastructure program to kind of boost into roads and bridges spending money on America. And that's what Republican candidates for president have also said, is let's get America back to the job of working.
And you need to do something that when you're done, you actually have something like an improved bridge or an improved road, unlike we did when we gave the money to the big banks.
All right, Stewart Welch, it's good to see you as always. Thanks so much for being with us today. We'll find out what the president says later this week. Mitt Romney with his own plan coming out this week as well.
Thanks,
More
Rick.
to come on Good Day Alabama.